Hello, this is AIL TV. I'm Haddy and I'm at the press conference for Shameful Deceit. Now, we're so used to seeing Nollywood movies talk about controversial issues and have controversial storylines, but this one in particular is so different, and it kind of goes even deeper and delves into more controversial issues and tells us more about stuff that's going on in not just African families. And I think that's what's so interesting about the movie, because it's not just about African families, it's relatable to everyone, because everyone kind of goes through those stuff, and these are things that go on behind closed doors that people don't want to talk about. Also in the movie, we get to see it from the point of view of the person that's being abused and the abuser, especially if it's your father. It's such a horrific story, but it's being portrayed so well and being told so well, and it's definitely a must-see for everybody. I'm with Theodara, the producer of Shameful Deceit. Hello, Theodara.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Fine, thank you.
Now, Theo, as well as being the producer, you also play the main lead role in the movie.
I did.
How did you find this? How was this for you? How could you manage to juggle both roles?
It wasn't easy. It was quite challenging because as the producer, I need to make sure everything was all right. Location, getting the cast, getting there on time, making sure everything
Was going
when I
to
mean
plan.
everything, yes. So it wasn't easy for me because I also needed to read my script, get
You
my
had to-
lines,
yeah.
So that was the
You
challenging
had
aspect of the film.
two jobs to get
Yes.
right. Yeah. How do you think this movie represents African culture and what goes on in African homes?
I wouldn't say it represents African culture alone, but the Western culture, because what happened in this movie is what happens everywhere in the world. So it's both the African culture and the Western culture. When I saw the synopsis of this movie, I became very interested because it's something people don't really talk about. And I said, if I put this into a movie, I mean, it will touch a lot of people.
Definitely.
And if they are thinking of doing it, or if they have been doing it in the past, maybe they might take a back step. So I think that was
And
my
it
reason.
also shows what to do when you're in the victim's shoes and stuff, which I think is very good.
Yes, if you are a victim, if you watch the film, I mean, instead of keeping it to yourself, being scared of being killed or anything happening to you, well, if you watch the film, you'll remember that, okay, I could go and make a report. I could run down to so place.
I could do that.
call the police. You know, because some people, it happens to them, they are scared, and it keeps reoccurring because they can't.
They don't
speak
do
up.
anything
Yeah.
about it, yeah. What challenges did you face during making the movie?
I've always been asked this question. I didn't really go through so much challenges, but like my director said that I'm not Holy Ghost. There must be something. Well, I would say the only challenge was getting the sponsorship to produce the movie. Otherwise, because I've had a little bit of experience in other
Producing.
people's film, I was able to put this together. So it wasn't too challenging for me, except for the fact that I had to do two things in one:
At one, yeah.
being a lead actress and producing the movie.
Well, good job.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you
much.
very much for
Thank
talking to us, Theodara. I'm with Ayo. He's the associate producer of Shameful Deceit.
Hello.
Now, Ayo, hello, Ayo. What does your role as an associate producer involve?
Essentially, I assist the producer. I did, on the set of Shameful Deceit, I did a lot of running, transportation and buying food. But most of all, I was one who came up with the budget for the movie and trimmed it down for the sponsor who was putting money in. I put some of mine in as well for support. But essentially just making sure that the producer was well supported. That was my
Because she had to think about playing her role in the movie, being the lead actress as well as
Yes,
being producer.
indeed. And yes, learning lines and all that. So I was there as a backup just to make sure she was on the right track.
Okay. So what do you think about the whole storyline behind Shameful Deceit?
Yeah, I fully support it. I mean, I was there right from the beginning, so I went for the script myself, and it's a very interesting subject matter, very controversial.
Definitely.
It's definitely time that we blew this thing wide open. It's too much hidden, so it's good, and I hope we've done it justice
So you think the movie will help raise awareness?
Definitely, definitely. And there will be a helpline number at the end of it, so that you just don't watch the movie and say, oh, whoa, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
So you know you can either rush to the police, or if you're too scared because of your parents, you ring the helpline to get help.
Very good. Okay. Thank you very much for speaking to me,
Thanks,
Aya.
Haddy.
I'll see you at the premiere.
Okay.
I'm with Ruke, the director of Shameful Deceit. Hello, Ruke.
Hello.
Now, Ruke, what made you decide to direct this movie? Because it's kind of like tapping into unknown territory in the sense that you don't know what the reaction is going to be like from the audience.
Basically, for me, when I do a project, I try and look beyond the immediate and try and see what are the lasting impacts the movie will have. And I come from Africa, I come from Nigeria, I come from Nollywood, and most of our Nollywood movies have a message. Most of the core Nollywood movies, sad to say, we have quite a number that are not as they should be. But the actual Nollywood movies always have a story, always have a message, always have something they're trying to tell the audience. And when I got the script, I went through it and I found that it had all the elements I would like to see in a movie. So that was a major attraction.
What was your reaction to seeing the script and the story that's being told about the rape, the father raping the daughter and stuff?
Yes, it's quite shocking. And like I always say, it's always best to shock people out of their comfort zones because it happens. You can't say it doesn't happen. So let's do it and see. Let's try and expose it as much as we can, because for me it's unthinkable. I have a daughter, so it's unthinkable that a man would want to stay with his daughter, and but it happens. And
it happens.
Those ones, they should actually should. Can I say it? I can't say what I want to be done to them, but then that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to me, Ruke.
Thank you.
We're at the press conference for Shameful Deceit. I'm with one of the actresses, Marie Gomez. Now, Marie, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
It's out Friday the 5th. That's the premiere.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the movie. How intense was it for you playing the character of being a rape victim?
When I first got the script, it was really I really need to read the script over and over again to understand what happened to this young girl. So the producer, who was Theodara, said to me, if you don't want to do it, let me know, because obviously it's a really emotional and sensitive topic for someone to play. So I was up for it from the start, because it would have been a challenge that I would have loved to do.
Would you say it's definitely one of your most challenging movies to date?
One of, if not the most challenges since I started acting, because I really had to tap into being a victim of rape. And truth be told, I still cannot, get my head around that things like that happen.
It's such a sensitive
So it's really
issue.
sensitive,
And people don't talk about it as much, which is very good that this movie kind of highlights that and talks about it and everything.
Yeah. I'm just saying, anyone that's in this situation or have been in this situation hasn't spoken out or come out, they really need to go out and just get help, because it really makes a difference.
Which they show in the movie as well.
Which is shown in the movie clearly. So it's really is wow.
Yeah.
People should just go out and watch it, and then, because
wow,
there's a message in that, and I think that it will touch every single person.
Definitely.
Whether you have been a victim or not.
Or not, yeah.
So.
It's definitely very relatable, and kind of it definitely does represent African culture and stuff that goes on behind closed doors.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking to me, Marie. I'm with Aduni. Now, Aduni, you're one of the supporting actresses in the Shameful Deceit, and you're also one of the extras as well. So how excited are you about this movie?
Shameful Deceit is such an incredible movie. It's very exciting. I mean, the topic is something that is key to everyone and every family. It's full of suspense and drama and entertainment. We've got some cameos, I think, in there, and some wonderful entertainment. It's a very wonderful movie. I think it's one not to be missed.
Definitely. Well, I'll see you at the premiere. I'm with Annie. Now, Annie, you play the receptionist in Shameful Deceit.
Yeah, I played one of the extra as a receptionist in a sheltered home where Vivian ran to for help.
So what do you think about the movie in general? What are your opinions on the movie?
The movie, the way I see it, I think is the storyline is to create awareness, not just in the community here in the UK, but back home in Africa, because this is something that's really kept undercover. And when kids are being abused by their parents, they feel ashamed to talk about it. And even in situations when they speak to their mom, the mom will beat them and say, no,
And say, don't talk about that.
Don't let anyone hear
Exactly.
this. Don't ever say things like this. And I think one of our awareness, again, is having somewhere to run to. And I just hope that this would sort of like drive that news back home for them to create a safe place, like a safe house, so that when the teenagers are in trouble,
they have somewhere to go.
because most of the times they stay indoors and remain quiet about the whole thing because they don't have anywhere to run to, because they're dependent on their parents only. And if they know that there's somewhere safe they can go to, then I think they will come out more.
They'll speak out
yeah,
more
they'll
about
speak out
it.
more about
Well,
this.
thank you very much for talking to me, Annie.
Thank you.
you.
Elizabeth, think about it. Try.
With all due respect, Lady Wilfred, I am not going back on my decision.
It cannot happen. For my son, the first, to have a divorce in the family, over my dead body. Mba.
Wait a minute. I'm a bit confused here. Who are you trying to protect? Your family name, your son or your granddaughter, who will grow up coming from a broken home? Which one is it?
Which one is your own now?
Why are we even having this discussion? Isn't it your son you should be talking to, Lady Wilfred?
Elizabeth.
Hey, baby.
Hello, darling. How are you?
How are you?
You're looking lovely.
How's what been?
Can't imagine. Trust my mother to walk me to death.
I know. Anyway, let me ease your stress. And give you some good news.
Oh, I'm all ears.
I am pregnant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It is, baby.
What did you just say?
I said I am pregnant.
You are pregnant.
Yeah.
How?
Pardon me?
You heard me. How did you get pregnant?
Oh. We slept together. We made love. We had sex. That's how.